Hello and welcome to the Tellone Perspective. I'm Dean Tellone. If you have been following this series, you know we have spent a lot of time talking about numbers. We have talked about tax planning, real estate markets, and the mechanics of mortgages. But today we are going to step away from the spreadsheets. We are going to talk about something that has been a passion of mine for my entire life: music. Specifically, we are going to talk about the experience of playing in a band. I have played the piano and I have sung in bands for years, and I can tell you, without a doubt, that some of the most profound lessons I have ever learned about human nature, teamwork, and the creative process did not come from a boardroom or a business school. They came from a rehearsal room. Playing in a band is a unique experience. It is not like playing a sport where the goal is to defeat an opponent. And it is not like working on a solo project where you have complete control over every detail. A band is a living, breathing ecosystem. It is a group of individuals, each with their own instrument, their own ego, and their own ideas, trying to come together to create a single, unified sound. When it works, it is magic. When it doesn't, it is a mess. Today, I want to share what that process actually looks like from the inside. We will talk about the art of listening, the challenge of managing egos, the vulnerability of performing, and what the creative process of arranging a song teaches us about collaboration. Let's start with the most important skill any musician can possess. It is not technical speed. It is not having perfect pitch. It is the ability to listen. When you first start playing an instrument, all of your focus is internal. You are staring at your hands, trying to remember the chords, trying to keep your own timing steady. But the moment you step into a room with other musicians, that internal focus has to shift outward. If you are only listening to yourself, you are not in a band. You are just playing a solo in a crowded room. True collaboration requires active listening. As a piano player, I cannot just hammer out my chords and ignore everyone else. I have to listen to the drummer to lock into the groove. I have to listen to the bass player to understand the harmonic foundation they are laying down. I have to listen to the guitarist to make sure we are not playing the exact same frequencies and muddying up the sound. And most importantly, I have to listen to the space between the notes. In music, what you do not play is often just as important as what you do play. Knowing when to lay back, when to play softly, or when to stop playing entirely so another instrument can shine, that is the mark of a mature musician. This kind of listening creates a profound connection. When a band is truly locked in, communication happens without words. It is a nod to extend a solo. It is a shared glance before a tempo change. It is feeling the energy of the room shift and adjusting your playing in real time. You learn to anticipate what the other people in the room are going to do before they even do it. But getting to that point of seamless communication is not easy. It requires navigating the biggest obstacle in any creative endeavor: the ego. Let's be honest, musicians have egos. You have to have a certain amount of ego to stand on a stage and believe that people want to hear what you have to say. But in a band setting, the ego has to be managed. It has to serve the song, not the individual. The creative process of writing and arranging a song is where this dynamic is tested the most. Usually, a song starts with a single idea. Someone brings in a chord progression, a melody, or a lyric. That is the seed. But the moment that seed is brought to the band, it ceases to belong to the individual. It belongs to the group. This is where the friction happens. The guitarist might want to add a heavy, distorted riff. The drummer might want to speed up the tempo. As the piano player, I might hear a complex jazz voicing that I want to incorporate. If everyone fights for their own idea, the song falls apart. The arrangement becomes cluttered and chaotic. To make the song work, you have to compromise. You have to be willing to let go of your brilliant idea if it does not serve the greater good of the music. Mike Rutherford, the guitarist for Genesis, once said, "Being in a band is always a compromise. Provided that the balance is good, what you lose in compromise, you gain by collaboration." That is the secret. When you let go of your ego and allow the group to shape the idea, the result is almost always better than what any one person could have created alone. The sum becomes greater than the parts. This process teaches you a lot about conflict resolution. You learn that creative differences are not personal attacks. You learn how to advocate for an idea respectfully, and you learn how to accept rejection gracefully. You learn that the ultimate goal is not to be right. The ultimate goal is to make the song sound great. Now, let's talk about the performance itself. Playing an instrument in front of people is nerve-wracking. But singing in front of people, that is a completely different level of vulnerability. When you play the piano or the guitar, you have a physical object between you and the audience. If a string breaks or a key sticks, you can blame the instrument. But when you sing, your body is the instrument. Your voice carries your emotion, your breath, your physical state in that exact moment. There is nothing to hide behind. Singing requires you to expose your inner self. If you are nervous, the audience hears it in your vibrato. If you are holding back, the audience feels the lack of energy. To truly connect with a crowd, you have to drop your guard. You have to be willing to be imperfect in the pursuit of being authentic. And imperfections will happen. That is the reality of live music. No matter how much you rehearse, things go wrong on stage. A microphone cuts out. Someone misses a cue and comes in a measure early. You forget the lyrics to the second verse. When you are playing alone in your living room and you make a mistake, you stop, figure out what went wrong, and start over. You cannot do that on stage. If you stop the song, you break the spell. Playing in a band teaches you how to recover from mistakes in real time. The rule is simple. Keep going. Do not grimace. Do not look at the bass player and point fingers. Just find the downbeat and keep playing. What you realize very quickly is that the audience rarely notices the mistakes. They are not analyzing the sheet music. They are experiencing the energy of the performance. If the band keeps the energy high and plays through the error with confidence, the mistake simply disappears into the music. This builds an incredible sense of trust among the band members. You know that if you drop a chord, the bass player is going to hold down the root note. You know that if you forget a lyric, the drummer is going to keep the rhythm steady until you find your place. You learn that you do not have to be perfect because the team has your back. That trust is the foundation of any successful band. It is built in the rehearsal room, showing up on time, learning your parts, and putting in the work. It is solidified on stage, navigating the unpredictable nature of live performance together. When I look back on my time playing in bands, I don't just remember the gigs or the songs. I remember the camaraderie. I remember the shared joy of locking into a groove that makes the whole room want to move. I remember the deep satisfaction of creating something beautiful with other people. Music is a universal language. It connects us to our emotions, and it connects us to each other. Whether you are playing in a stadium, a local club, or just jamming in a garage on a Tuesday night, the lessons remain the same. Listen closely to the people around you. Leave your ego at the door. Be willing to compromise for the greater good. Embrace vulnerability. And when you make a mistake, just keep playing. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this conversation has given you a new appreciation for the dynamics of making music. I'm Dean Tellone, and this has been the Tellone Perspective. I'll see you next time.